Party on. Party on. Did Doug send a message? Is he coming?
I'm in here, brother.
Oh, bro. Shalom, fam. Happening with you.
Man, blessed and highly favored.
And I can hear you too. All right, so we on then. We all the way on. We all the way on. Let me just want to make sure.
You got a little echo in your background, brother.
Okay, got a little echo. Can you hear me clearly? I think it's just my mic is too close.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I think you just killed the echo too.
All right.
Do a mic check.
Check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Yeah, I think you got rid of it. I think we're good. Anybody else hearing reverb, or was that just me?
I think it's a little bit of one.
It was an echo behind, but now it's clear.
Okay.
Hey, Auntie.
Shalom, my nephew.
Shalom, family.
Hey, Nick. Sister.
Together again.
Yes.
Back like we never left.
I love you guys very much.
Back like we never left.
Ed is distant for me. Is it just because we're on the same line? He's distant.
Yeah, you faded out, brother.
To you?
Brother, you faded out. Come back to the mic.
Okay, I'm distant.
There you go.
There you
back.
go.
All right.
Keep coming.
Come a little closer.
All right. Testing.
Now there's reverb. So
now you got a little reverb. So we got some sound that's a little high somewhere.
Okay. Testing. 1, 2. Testing.
Perfect.
That's much better.
1, 2.
You're a little distant. A little distant.
What is it?
What's going on? You're distant, just a little. Come closer. Turn it up a little.
Distant.
Right. Yeah.
That's threshold.
That's your sweet spot right up in there where you at.
All right. Testing. 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2.
Appreciate you, Doug.
Testing. 1, 2.
Yeah, very nice. That's nice.
Testing. 1, 2.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm 1, 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Yep.
All right. Copy that. All right. So what I want to do, I want to do a little something different today. I want to start off Isaiah, the first chapter, and I want you to read until we find something to talk about.
I love it.
Something to teach on.
Here we go.
All right.
Detail.
Yes, sir. So Isaiah 1, and we're gonna read till we find something to talk about.
Yeah, we'll read till we find something interesting to talk about. And you guys call it out. What you hear. What sounds interesting to you, and let's go and dig deeper into it.
You're getting a little reverb. You're getting a little reverb. It's bad enough to address it.
Is we need your help, family. If y'all hearing anything, if it's not, we need to know if it's just one of us or all of us, because I did hear a little bit, but we trying to work these things out so that you can hear clearly.
Yeah, I don't understand what that is.
That's a copy on that.
Okay. Testing. 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2.
Yes, that's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's nice right there. I think you locked in right. Lock it in right there.
1, 2. Testing, 1, 2.
Coming through loud and clear on my end.
Testing,
Mhm.
1, 2.
No
Yeah.
reverb.
No reverb.
No, I think you got it. Well, this family business today, huh?
Come on now.
You already know it.
Mhm.
It's always family.
Testing, 1, 2.
Yes, indeed.
Testing,
Who is
1,
we?
2.
All right. Are we streaming today, brother?
Yeah, we streaming today, man. That's what I'm trying to get together. Just want to make sure they
Spirit out of his mouth. Okay.
make sure they can hear us.
It's always family.
Okay,
A
got you.
reverb, but
That part.
a little bit.
Okay. Let me send the link out to a few.
Testing, 1, 2.
Send it out to a few Gentiles. No judgment, no judgment.
Okay. Oh man. Bless their heart.
Amen. We all need the word.
It's a choice.
It is a choice.
Yeah.
It is a choice, sister.
Testing, 1, 2. Testing.
Yes. Very nice.
Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2.
Yep. It might be a little reverb when we get to hollering and shouting in here.
You already know it's gonna be. That's what I'm saying. We getting a little bit now. You know we about to get some.
Them octaves get to popping.
That's right.
All right. Make sure my mic is right.
Testing, 1, 2.
What'd you say, bro? I can hear you.
Okay.
That's
1,
important.
2. Testing, 1, 2.
Auntie, how the new job going? Did you start it already?
No, I got to go to training on Wednesday morning. But once I get my schedule from them, I'll know. And I'll be able to let everybody know about it. But it's moving on up to the east side.
Ain't that right? You ain't moving up, where you moving?
Say that again.
Say if you're not moving up, where are you moving?
I'm moving up in grace and glory.
That's right.
I sound like.
Yes, sir. Your vocals are good.
All right. So this what we're gonna let's start at testing. I say something.
Mic check, mic check.
You.
You're much lower again, babe. I don't know how we sound testing.
Yeah, no, y'all sound great.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Yeah,
There we go.
you much better now, bro.
Catch it before. Come on here. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Let's start rolling, huh?
Yeah, we pull out. We'll hear good. Watch.
Okay. Okay. And I got some people on YouTube listening, they can hear clear. So thank y'all for being patient out there.
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you good, brother. And I think we
Testing
got
1, 2.
Confirmation from the YouTube world, they can hear too.
They can hear me too?
Yep. So we good.
All right, check them one more time because I just muted out.
Mute myself.
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Check. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, bet. Can you see Isaiah on the screen, Doug?
Yes, let me adjust my screen here a little bit, get some of this stuff off of here. Okay. Yes, I can see we got the maps of the United Kingdom of Israel, 12 tribes, and then we got the southern and the northern kingdom on the far right in the orange and green. So yes, and I see the script here on the far left, Isaiah chapter 1. And where we starting at?
Start at verse 1.
Okay, so just to rehash how we was going to start, we're going to read Isaiah. We're doing this a little different today. We're going to read from Isaiah 1 and 1, and I think the brother said stop when we see something we want to talk about. Is that right, brother? I lost you, but you muted. You muted, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know why does it say you got, okay, oh, I see you on twice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on twice. On one of them.
Okay. That's good. Mute yourself. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So we ready?
Yep.
All right. So we reading out of the book of Isaiah. We starting at chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amoz, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, the kings of Judah.
Okay, I want you to stop right there because I want everyone to understand the context. First verse is the beginning of the scriptures. This is Isaiah chapter 1. Okay, the way that the book is broke up into prophets, but it's also broke up into time periods. Isaiah, prophet during the Babylonian captivity. That's what is known today as the Ethiopians. Okay, Chaldeans, the Babylonians, in the land of modern day Iraq used to be ran by the Cushites. They remember that one of Ham's son, progenitor or the father of the dark races. Matter of fact, what we're going to do is let's look at the definition for Ham from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Can you see that definition, Doug?
We got it, man.
My bad, y'all. I was talking and just muted. Okay, here we go again. This from the Zondervan dictionary. This is the definition of Ham. It says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, probably born 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the black races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
Does
Genesis.
everybody understand the significance of this verse?
Yes, sir.
We're often taught as Israelites that, and from the ancient African, and it says right here, by their scholars, mind you, same scholars that profess that they are Israelites, they wrote that Ham, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the three sons of Noah, their three wives populated the entire earth. Look at the table of nations in Genesis, the 10th chapter. The youngest son of Noah is Ham, means he's the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negro. Right, see that?
Yes.
Not the Negro. What does that mean? That means that Ham is not the progenitor or the forefather of the Negro, of those that descend from slaves.
And it means that Black people and Africans are different. So
Are
African
different
Americans,
nation of people with a different progenitor.
right. So what is an African American? A Hamite that was born in America, or me?
I mean, you know what? The African American that I know of, Elon Musk, did a Nazi salute for the Trump inauguration.
Mm.
African American. Charlize Theron, African American. Everybody understand that? Do you understand that when you come from Africa and you come to America, they don't call you African American. They call you whatever country you're from in Africa. Africa has over 50 countries, right? If someone is from Ghana, they say I'm from Ghana. I mean, you know, if they say I'm from Uganda, they'll say I'm from Uganda. They don't even say I'm African. Even now, understand the African tectonic plate. The land of Canaan, as you can see, read the definition again, Doug.
Okay. It says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, probably about 96, was born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negro, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Genesis 10, 6 through 20. It says his indecency when his father lay drunken brought a curse upon Canaan.
So we see Libyans and Canaanites. Everyone know who were the inhabitants of the land of Israel. As you can see, the United Kingdom. If you're looking on your screen, you should see the United Kingdom. This is where all 12 tribes of Israel were a United Kingdom for 120 years, 40 years under King Saul from the tribe of Benjamin, 40 years under King David, only king to rule after the Most High's own heart, obeyed the commandments, as well as Solomon, ruled for 40 years over all 12 tribes of Israel. If you don't understand this, it is impossible for you to understand the Testament. It is impossible for you to understand the Old Testament. It is impossible for you to understand the history and the records of the Israelites if you have no understanding of what I just explained to you. Okay, so now I'm going to allow the scriptures and precepts prove what I just said to you. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter and the 8th verse. I think I know why it is. I think I know why we're having that issue now.
What you talking about, the reverb or?
Well, the reverb is just because in the Ecamm software, I brought Zoom in, but I still have Zoom on my screen share.
Gotcha. So it's catching the sound from it. I got you.
Coming through twice.
That was Deuteronomy what again?
32 and 8. 32
chapter 32 and verse. But it explains to us. See, but it teaches us. All right. Can you see that, Doug?
Yes, sir. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So he broke the land down based on their size.
Everybody see that? Read it again, Doug.
It says, this is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Clear.
You had broke up for a second.
That's
Say
strong.
that again.
That's the clear online. All right. So now when you look over, can you see these maps?
Yes.
All right. So now, which map confirms Deuteronomy 32 and verse 8?
The map on the left, the United Kingdom.
United Kingdom of Israel. It says, when the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds, meaning the boundaries of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So that means that when the nations were allotted their land mass, it was based upon the children of Israel, where their land was. Okay. And now what you'll find interesting is that we're going to go to Genesis, the 10th chapter, and we're going to see what that teaches us. Remember, I was explaining the table of nations. Okay. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 10. Start at verse 1, Doug.
All right. Genesis chapter 10, verse 1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood.
So anytime you're reading the scriptures, in order to put it in the context, you need to understand these table of nations. Because this gets outside of all the philosophy, all the Pan-African, the Egyptologists, all the Muslims, all the Christians. This takes you away from that madness. This is what's known as circumcising your heart, which means renewing your mind, right? It says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. What you're going to find interesting, man, to understand is when you start to know that the scriptures and the spirit of the truth do not care about how you feel. Understand? Truth is the truth. It doesn't matter how you take it or if you understand it or if you don't. You understand? You have to you have to know that the scriptures are written so that only a remnant can understand it. If I could prove that.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Only a remnant can understand it.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 13. Because I want you to understand why scriptures make you uncomfortable and why you're hearing the truth is it can be sweet to the mouth, but sour to the belly, right? Because it's determined on if you are elect or if you're not. Because if the Most High does not open your understanding, it's because he wants to. I need everybody to understand that. Like this cake pie waiting for you to fall in love and turn away from your wicked ways, God, not in the Bible. God in the Bible is above truth. The God of the Creator, the Most High, is above God. God is a creation. So that your finite brain understand a piece of him. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. So you can see that, Doug?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And Matthew chapter 13, verses 9 through 16. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
Wait a minute. So we see that verse 9 says, hath ears to hear, let him hear. In other words, those that have the understanding, those that have the prerequisite knowledge of the prophets. See, we're in the New Testament, in the Matthew, the 13th chapter. Context. This is the time that Christ was in the flesh. Everybody understand that? The word of the Most High was made flesh. The word of the Most High is a creation of the Most High. It is a creation of the Ancient of Days so that you can understand his pinky toe. I don't know. I don't think.
Yep. You putting them on the point.
Keep going, and we're going to see if it'll prove itself. So understand that this scripture is intended for those that have the prerequisite knowledge and understanding of the testimony that the Most High gave to Christ to give to the prophets, give to the Israelites. Does everybody understand that? It is an inheritance, and it comes through your bloodline. So if you're not an Israelite, you have to understand that first and foremost, you're not going to understand the curse of Christ. You're going to think that you can create an image of your son and put him up as the Christ and put your people up as the Most High and the angels and the Israelites, and nobody would know the difference. Man, that's what you're going to think, because you have the spirit and you marvel and worship and bow to the image of the beast. So you're easily led astray, right? You fall to the lust of your flesh, to pleasing your flesh. You love lies because lies are profitable to you. You enjoy wickedness. So that means that when you hear the spirit of the truth, it does not make you free. It makes you run away. It makes you rebel. You hate Christ, hate the spirit of the truth, and you hate the Most High. But let me show you what the Most High thinks of that. So read it again, Dub. Start at 9.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 9. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto him, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. But whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah.
All right, so hold on right there. So let's see if we can break that part down. This is one of the disciples that came to Christ and asked him, why are you speaking to them in parables? Why are you speaking to them in similitudes, allegories? Why don't you just come right out just so that they can all understand, right? Why are you speaking in dark sayings that only those that understand the testimony of the prophets would understand? Why are you speaking in family business? You know, it's just like I give the example of coming home from college, and I got my roommate with me. We come home from college and we sitting around the table and everybody's eating, you know, with the family. And it's the first time he meeting the family or whatever. And we all talking, and, you know, all of a sudden, you know, my uncle might be telling a story and whole table just busts out laughing. And the first day the friend, my roommate will say is, you know, what they laughing about? And you'll just say, well, you know what, that's family business. You had to be there. You know, it was a thing back in the day, they used to have these t-shirts that said it's a black thing you wouldn't understand, right? That is what understanding the testimony of the prophets is. It's an Israelite thing you wouldn't understand. Everybody get that? It's a bloodline thing. It's family business. So you wouldn't understand what I'm speaking of. When Christ is speaking, you wouldn't understand it if you don't understand the testimony of the prophets. If you don't have that prerequisite knowledge that the Most High gave to the prophets to give to Israel. You got to remember that Christ said that the first commandment is, hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. That's not just hearing. That's not just hearing with your ears because you got ears on the side of your head. It is understanding what is spoken. All right? It says, he answered and said, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. The mysteries of the kingdom of heaven is given unto you. And you got to understand that Christ is speaking in the southern kingdom, where Benjamin, Judah, and Levi is. Everybody see that on the screen? This is the divided kingdom. Map of the divided kingdom. Got the southern kingdom that's in Jerusalem. That's where the temple was at that time. The kingship tribe of the southern kingdom was the tribe of Judah. The last king of the united kingdom, which is here, was King Solomon for 40 years. King Rehoboam reigned in his stead, Solomon's son, from the tribe of Judah. But when you hear the term Jews, and you understand that Paul, being from the tribe of Benjamin, was called a Jew, you have to understand that that terminology came because Judah was the kingship tribe. And the prophecies given unto David is that there will be a king and a throne that would last forever. That is the throne of Christ that will remain in Judah and will be an everlasting throne. And Judah will be a everlasting kingship tribe.
God's promise.
Okay? That is the Father's promise. And that from his loins, the seed line of King David, that he would bring the Christ. Okay? And so-called blacks in America and in the four corners of the earth descend from the tribe of Judah.
Ooh.
Our father of the 12 tribes of Israel, the progenitor, Jacob. The fourth son of Jacob is Judah. That's your so-called blacks, right? Now, Judah was not the only tribe in the southern kingdom. Benjamin and Levi were also tribes. Levi was not allotted a land mass in the dividing of the first 12 tribes of Israel. If you see this, this is 12 tribes of Israel. Simeon, 1. They're the sons of Jacob. They are the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel. Simeon, 1. Judah, 2 and 3. Benjamin, 4. Dan, 5. Ephraim, 6. Gad, 7. Manasseh, 8. And as you could see, Manasseh was on both sides of the river Jordan, so they were one of the larger tribes. Manasseh and Judah were one of the larger tribes. And please understand that Ephraim and Manasseh were the sons of Joseph, given 2 parts in the kingdom. Right? I'll explain more later. Issachar, so-called Mexicans. That'll be, what did I say? 1, 9 Issachar, 10 Zebulun, 11 Naphtali, 12 Asher. Right? That's the United Kingdom, 120 years. 40 years under King Saul, 40 years under King David, and 40 years under King Solomon. The Most High gave them. Okay. All right. After 1 Kings, the 11th chapter, the kingdom was divided into 2 separate kingdoms. 3 tribes remained in the southern kingdom. Only 2, Benjamin and Judah, were given land allotments. The Levites were the priesthood, did not have a land allotment. Their inheritance is the Lord. This is the purpose of the tithe. that's been profaned by the Black Christian church and the Black Christian pastor, wine eater. Okay? It has been profaned. The tithe is a tenth of your increase that the field brings forth year by year. Okay. And so now I want Dub to read Matthew chapter 13 and verse 9 again.
Yes, sir. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more.
I'm going to stop you right there, and it says, whosoever hath, meaning whosoever hath knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Whosoever understands the prophets and the testimonies, words of the prophets and the testimony of the prophets, those that already have that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Unto them shall be given more abundance. Meaning that when you see Christ fulfill what the prophet said, when you're standing there and you see Christ call Lazarus out of the tomb, and Lazarus come out, walk out the tomb after being dead for 3 days, the first thing that you decide to do is not go to the Pharisees and try to tell on Christ. You see the spirit of the Israelites at that time, and you wonder why Christ wept. Understand? You would see something like that when your mind is open and you can receive the spirit of the truth. Now you have it more abundantly. You have more abundant knowledge because why? You see the confirmation of what the prophets taught you, or what your fathers taught you, or what your elders taught you. And you have had faith and believing in the Most High that he will bring his word to pass. And you would see Christ do that. You would see Christ open up the eyes of the blind. You would see Christ feed the multitude with 5 fish and 5 loaves, right? You would see that and you would understand that and you would believe it, right? You would have more abundance, just like the woman at the well. The Samaritan woman, or the northern kingdom Israelite, who said, are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us this well and drank from it? Him, his children, his cattle, so on and so forth. When she comes and she meets Christ and she hears what Christ has to say, that woman, believe me, that you shall neither in this mountain or yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship what you know not what. We know what we worship, but salvation is of the Jews. Meaning that the oracles of God came out in the southern kingdom before the dividing of the kingdom. See that? And so if you understood the prophet's message and their testimony, you would be like that woman who was raised in the northern kingdom and raised worshiping golden idols. But you have to remember that Jeroboam told them that it was the God that took them up out of Egypt. So when the fathers were teaching their children in the northern kingdom, they were teaching their children that this was the Most High. So understand that the spirit of the truth has the ability to destroy strongholds, even if the person that is teaching is unlearned and don't fully understand. Okay. So what we'll do, let's go to 2 Thessalonians. If we can dig a little bit deeper into that. understanding that this is exclusive. You don't pick God, in other words. Father has to pick. And God does know your heart, so be facts. About to show you. Start at verse 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Start at verse 7, Doug.
7, okay. 2 and 7. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. Says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they that all might be damned, who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. But we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth.
Doug, can you explain that to us? Help us understand all that.
I mean, it seems to say that if you do not accept the truth that these scriptures are telling you and showing you, then the Lord will allow you to believe and stay in the disbelief of the lie with strong delusions. That's what I take of it.
I mean, the strong delusion actually comes from the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
When you come in here and you wrestle with the spirit of the truth to your own destruction.
Mm-hmm.
You come in here smeared with Christianity and you so offended because of what you hear out of these scriptures. And you want to blame me. Read it again. Read start at verse 10, dog.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish.
So what is that saying? All deceivableness of unrighteousness.
Man.
And that's what you'll notice is that the foundation of Christianity is finding excuses for wickedness. Oh, well, that's not really sin. Oh, well, we don't have to really keep the commandments. Oh, we don't have to keep the Shabbat. We don't have to, we don't even have to even understand. We don't even have to have any relationship with the commandments at all. All we got to do is confess with our mouth and believe in our heart. And the scriptures just said, now we just read where it says, this is Matthew chapter 13 and verse 11, he answered and said, meaning the Christ answered and said, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So now we got Christ speaking to the multitude, teaching the multitude. And Christ himself is saying specifically, it's given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. Unto them it is not given.
So
So
right
it's
there
okay
in
when
their
they,
face.
when they walk off murmuring and complaining and they don't believe this and he is a devil, he is a drunkard. This is the son of Joseph. What is he talking about? He's the bread from heaven. Let me show you one of them kind of interactions. Let's see what you think about it. One of these interactions. And I just want everybody to get the point that I'm the least of your worries. Don't be offended at my words. I'm only pointing to scriptures, right? And I need you to understand that I love God enough to have devoted many years of my life. I'm obsessed with these scriptures, man. Because once I learned that I was because see, I always, even coming up as at a young age, man, I used to always have this vision in my mind that I was royalty, but nobody knew it. I always used to think like that to myself. I always thought I was royalty, but the world didn't know it. It was kind of like some of the fairy tale stories, like some of the stories that I came up with. I could identify with those stories that spoke of a king that nobody knew that he was a king. I used to always think that, right? And I used to always say to God, I used to always ask him out of fear, because I feared in my entire life. Right. My grandmother taught me, and my mother and my family, my aunties, they taught us to fear the Lord. They did not play when it came down to the Lord. Okay. With me coming up. And so I would always say, Father, please have your message being taught in the street before you bring your destruction. And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what brothers are doing today in the highways and the byways. Now it's on social media, so you can't escape it now. Unless prefer to be smeared in Christianity. Unless you are so proud of your 20 years in the Christian church and 30 years in the Christian, about to be a pastor and you was ordained and you bishop such and such child and bishop such and such, my granddad and my daddy and my daddy's daddy was all pastors. And they passed on the love of white Jesus down to you. Oh, well, Christ ain't white. Oh. Like, I understand that you understand that. But why is your congregation praying for those that are in the land of Israel today? Why are y'all sending donations to them? Okay. So anyway, all right. So let's look. This is John the 6th chapter. And let's start at the let's start at 26th verse, Doug.
All right. We at John 6 and 26. Jesus answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me, not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for the meat that which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him hath God the Father sealed. Then said they unto him, What shall we do that we might work the works of God?
Wait a minute. What shall we do that we might work the works of God? Read on.
Jesus answered, 29th verse, Jesus answered and said unto them, this is the work of God, that ye believe on him whom he had sent.
Wait a minute. Now, slow down. Now, please understand something right here. And Jesus answered and said unto them, this is the work of God, that ye believe on him whom he hath sent. Talk about the Most High, the Ancient of Days. I need everybody to understand that. Talking about the Most High who created God, so that you can understand that you will believe on him that he sent. Sent Christ. Sent his spirit. He sent his word and made it flesh. Read on, Doug.
Then said they unto him, what shall we do? What shall we do that we might work the works of God? Jesus answered and said unto them, Jesus answered and said unto them, this is the work of God, that ye believe on him who he had sent. They said therefore unto him, what sign showest thou then, that we may see and believe thee? What doest thou work? Our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, he gave them bread from heaven. Hold on, bro. Yeah, okay. Verse 31. Our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written.
Wait a minute. Wait. Read 31 again, and I want you to tell me the most significant two words in that verse.
Our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat.
So were the fathers of the Israelites Christians? Was the fathers of the Israelites Muslims?
No.
Was the fathers of the Israelites Jehovah Wickedness?
No.
Seventh-day Adventists?
No.
No.
Say that.
He
It
was
says
not.
our fathers did eat manna in the desert.
Say that question again.
He just
But say what question?
It wasn't a question.
Oh, okay.
He just made a statement.
It says our fathers did eat manna in the desert. So that means who is Christ talking to?
The children.
I mean, within context. I mean, you know, if he says our fathers, who is he talking to?
The children
talking
of
to his brethren, his family.
the children
talking
of
to his people, yeah.
Is he talking to the northern kingdom?
Yeah.
what?
That's right.
Yeah, he talking to his people.
That's right.
His
He's
cousins, his
talking
brothers.
to the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
Does everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It says our fathers did eat manna in the desert. So this is the context to show you who Christ came for.
Right.
He didn't come for the Christian. This Bible is not a Christian comic book. This Bible is the record of the Israelites. Does everybody see that? Okay, read on, Doug.
Yes, sir. They said, therefore, unto him.
No. Read 32.
32, okay. Then Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not the bread from heavens, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God.
Wasn't he talking about, wasn't he just talking about the manna that came down to their forefathers in the wilderness?
Yes.
Their forefathers in the wilderness for 40 years. They murmured and they complained. The Most High brought them bread when they complained. Initially, that's the manna that came from heaven. So here is Christ telling you that Moses didn't give you the true bread. I want you to understand the significance of these parables. I want you to understand the significance of these precepts and how they build on each other. I want you to understand how important it is to lay a quality, solid slab. Get your precepts in order. Get rid of your arrogance and pride, because arrogance and pride is odorless, colorless, can't hear it. You can barely see it and understand it, but it closes your eyes and it closes your ears. The Most High says, I hate every proud way. So when you come in with your own doctrine in your head, you got to understand that is the leaven that Christ told you to purge. Told you it was very important to purge the leaven of the Pharisees. What is that? Their own interpretation. Their own interpretation of the scriptures. Their own traditions. Their practices. Understand? And Christianity is even worse than the tradition of the Pharisees. Because Christianity is based on keeping you away and causing you to reject God's laws so that the Most High won't kill them. That's why they created it. That's the point. Christianity will have you worshiping the image of the beast, praying for your country and your president, praying that America is number one. Read on, Doug. Go to 33. Well, read 32 again.
Okay. Then Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not the bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. Then said they unto him, Lord, even more, give us this bread. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. But I said unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not.
Wait a minute. Wait. Read that 36 again.
But I said unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not.
Understand something. Please understand that you have seen me and you believe not. You got to understand that it was Israelites that saw Christ, that was standing right there when Christ was doing everything that he was doing and still didn't believe him. Do you understand that you can't believe Christ unless his Father allows you to? Believing in Christ is a gift that is only given by the Most High. You can't have clean water and dirty water in the same bowl. You understand that? Most of us was introduced to the Most High through Christianity. Christianity is not close. It's not a fragment. Christ never mentioned it. None of the prophets ever mentioned it. The kings of Israel didn't mention it. Not one Israelite mentioned it. But the laws are throughout the scriptures. So you can't say you didn't know. You can't get on the throne on your day of judgment and say, my pastor said. He says, show yourself. What does he say? Search the scriptures, and in them you think that you have eternal life. You have to study for yourself. Study to show thy own self approved of God. Study to show thine own self approved unto God. Salvation is an individual work, not a mega church. The mega church won't make it. There's a broad and a narrow path. You can't get a mega church through the narrow path. He don't, dog.
All right. 37. Yeah. I'll read 36 again. But I said unto you that ye also have seen me, and believe not. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out. For I came down from heaven, not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me.
I'm talking about I came down to heaven not to do my will. I mean, I'm saying, how did they fool us with Christianity? Look.
I don't know, bro.
How did they fool us?
I don't know.
How did they fool us? How did they make us think that a Caucasian that looked like he smoked weed and worked at Waffle House is the Most High, Christ, and the Holy Spirit? How did they get us to believe that?
By giving us an illusion.
I don't know. It's a tough one, bro. And we are charged with, like you say, always be willing to give an answer. And it's so strange, because I was having a conversation with someone about the Immaculate Conception idea. And I was struggling with my precepts to show them, you know what I mean? And this is helping me clean up load my lips, you know, this giving me more ammunition and firepower to not struggle with it no more. Because
absolutely,
I know it was just a little tough for me to go to them precepts and show. So this is helping me clean that up a lot.
And you know what? It would have been real helpful for you to go to Matthew 1 and read the generations of Jesus Christ.
And I went there. I had that much. I went there.
And
that
so
was my first move.
If you can read all the way down to the 16th verse, and we get down to the 16th verse and then the 17th verse that says Jacob begot Joseph.
Yes.
The husband of Mary. And you still don't believe that Joseph is Christ's father, that's the end of the conversation. It's okay. We just agree to disagree. But I just wanted to show you 42 Black men's names in the genealogy of Christ. I want to show you 42 seed lines, 42 fathers that attach Christ to Judah. And how do we connect Christ to Judah, which is the son of Jacob, the fourth son of Jacob? How do we connect Christ to Judah without Joseph? He's number 42. So how do you connect 41 to 43 without 42? And then when we get there, we have to agree to disagree. Because if you think that we can get from 41 to 43 without 42, we have to agree to disagree. And that's basic. And let's agree that we'll continue in our relationship as it was, right, before we had this discussion. But we just agree that you don't need Joseph to go from Jacob to Christ. Okay, all right. Now, let's go to, where did you stop at?
We stopped at 38, 39. No, 38, yeah. For I came down from heaven not to do my will, not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. This is the Father's will which has sent me, that of all which he hath given me, I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day.
And all that he has given me. And we're gonna explain that more. We're gonna go to another precept for 39. But he said, all the Father has given him. Okay. I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. Meaning that all those that believe on me, right, that my Father draws to me. Please understand, he said, given of my Father. Keep reading, you'll understand in just a second.
40. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life. And I will raise him up at the last day. Hold on, you got something going on with your screen. Okay, at the last day. 41. Hold on, something going on, brother.
You could.
Yeah, I can see it now. Verse 41. The Jews then murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which came down from heaven. And they asked, is not this Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know?
Wait a minute.
How is it?
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. So I want you to read that again. Because you remember you just said you was having issues with your precept.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Yeah, I see now. It say, then the Jews then murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which came down from heaven. And they said, is not this Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it then that he saith, I came down from heaven?
So really, they saying they don't believe in what he's saying, right?
Right. This is
means
John.
that the Most High has not opened up their understanding to believe. Remember, he said earlier, remember in the 32nd, let me see.
Hold on 1 second, y'all.
36th verse, where it says, but I said unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not. Then the Jews murmured at him, meaning the southern kingdom Israelites, Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. They murmured at him, murmured, complained. Remember in the wilderness when the Israelites were murmuring? Okay, well, they murmuring with Christ standing right here. He was in the wilderness too, though. Understand that now. It said the Jews then murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which came down from heaven. Why are they murmuring at him? Because they don't believe.
Right.
This is a skeptical question, right? You're standing with do you understand what's going on? They're standing with the Christ, questioning the Christ. He's already done miracles, man. Understand that?
Right.
He's already, even in this chapter, he just fed the multitude with 5 fish and 5 loaves. And they still murmuring. Why? Because the Most High hasn't opened their minds up. Just because you're there does not mean that you're there.
Whoa. Say that again. You've been sitting in this class all these years and you still ain't there? Come on now.
It's basically not comprehending nothing I'm telling you or that I'm showing you. What's wrong with you?
Oh boy.
Come on, man.
A bad child.
You understand?
That's just like somebody telling you, don't touch that iron and it's hot, and you touch it anyway.
And you keep touching it, and keep touching it, and keep touching it. And don't just touch it with your hand, put your face on it, put it down your shirt, everything. And it's going to keep doing the same thing. Come on, man. This is just the fundamentals. Right? You standing there, you with the Christ, you right there. I want you to understand the power of the spirit of the truth, man. And I want you to understand the power of the Most High, the Ancient of Days. Who you can be standing right there and not be there. Because you have no understanding of any dimension over the third dimension, man. You're so limited in your mind. That's why Christ said, I go to prepare a place for you. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, then I would not have told thee. He's saying, don't fall for this matrix that you're in. Don't fall for this illusion, this hologram. Don't fall for the third dimension. There are many dimensions higher that your mind can't even grasp.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about being smart. It's about understanding the basic truth. You can't build on nothing if you disagree with 2 + 2 = 4. What? Listen, we can't. It's not much I can do for you. If you don't understand, if I can't explain to you and show you how the Bible tells you that Joseph is Christ's father, I can't help you. If I show you Joseph on the front side and the back side, I show you in Matthew where Joseph is his father. Then I show you in Luke where Joseph is his father, and you still can't see it. That's not up to me. It's up to the Most High. Remember, he said, I will send them strong delusion so that they would believe a lie, so they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. He said, your fathers ate manna from heaven. He said, Moses didn't give you the true bread from heaven. I mean, read verse. Read verse 36 again, dog.
But I say unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not.
All right. Okay. Go back down. Let's see. Where did we end up? Oh, go to 43.
Yeah. Jesus therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not among yourselves.
Don't go. Listen. Don't get in my comment section chatting and trying to teach. In other words, don't go back and forth with each other because both of you don't. You don't understand the scriptures. You understand? That's why he said, murmur. Don't murmur amongst yourselves. Don't be a backbiter, a talebearer. Listen and let the scriptures prove themselves. You don't have to believe me. That's not what this class is not designed for you to believe me. I could care less about you believing me. I'm the least of your worries. I'm here to warn you. Why would you get upset with a stop sign before a cliff? Why would you get upset with anyone screaming at you not to keep walking blindly forward because an 18-wheeler is on its way? Why would you be angry at that person? Oh, well, you're screaming too loud. So too loud. No, I'm warning you. I'm telling you that what is coming, you can't imagine. You can't imagine 100 million angels, bro. Can't imagine looking in the sky and seeing 100 million angels and you have no clue of why they're there. Can't imagine that. You can't imagine eating a BLT and Christ's return. You can't fathom. You can't fathom the eternal torment for rejecting the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. Can't imagine the sorrow of finally being able to see the Most High and behold the Most High with your own eyes. And what did the what was it, Ezra, the second chapter? The 70 missing verses. And it talked about the 7 ways. After the Most High sent a decree and your physical fleshly life is over. And it's time for the spirit. And the first thing that you do after you leave the body is behold the glory of the Most High.
Right. I think it said the splendor. Words have meaning.
Go ahead, Doug. Read on.
All right. We had 44. So I'll go back to 43. Jesus therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not amongst yourselves. No man can come to me except the Father which had sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of God. Every man, therefore, that hath heard and hath learned of the Father cometh unto me. Not that any man had seen the Father, save he which is of God. He had seen the Father.
Mm.
Verily, verily, I say unto you.
Did everybody hear that?
46. Not that any man had seen the Father, save he which is of God. He had seen the Father.
Mm.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me hath everlasting life. I am that bread of life.
Mm.
Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead.
Wait a minute. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. It didn't spring up into everlasting life. Remember when he said to the woman at the well, if you drink from this water, you're going to thirst again. But if you drink from the water that I shall give you, it shall be a well, rivers of living water springing up out of you, rivers of living water.
Mm-hmm.
You shall never thirst again. Read it again, dog.
It says, your fathers, 49, your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. The Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? Then Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day.
Now, please understand that Christ understands that he is speaking in these parables designed to run off, you don't want, who
Right.
are not there drawn of his Father. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
He's making it difficult he's making it hard to swallow. Let's see if he ease up. Let's see if he ease up and get nice and put on a suit and tell you can eat pork. Read.
We still in John chapter 6, just to give everybody a place where we at. We down to the 50th, 53rd verse we just read. Then Jesus said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. Verse 55, for my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. As the living Father hath sent me, as the living Father has sent me, and I live by the Father, so he that eateth me, even he shall live by me. This is that bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna, and are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever. These things said he in the synagogue.
Wait a minute.
Capernaum.
This thing said he where?
In the synagogue. As he taught Capernaum.
In the synagogue therefore, in Capernaum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going.
Hey, y'all, give me a second. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Attention to pay attention to what Christ is doing.
Okay, I'm back, brother.
It's trying to get them to understand, but he is also teaching truth designed to separate those and to cut away. You know, that's what circumcision is, to cut away the dead flesh, right? So this teaching is to cut away the dead flesh and those Israelites that were not drawn to him by the Most High, just fascinated by the miracles that he did and so on and so forth. You know, you had them brothers that did not understand anything about the prophets, right? And lived in Jerusalem, and you know, they kept the feast day, high holy days, but guess what? They didn't understand the significance of staying solid and being in order, and the significance of Christ coming. So they heard about the, you know what I mean? They heard about the healing the blind and the sick and raising the man from the dead. They heard about that. So they started, well, wait a minute, what we talk about this dude? Like, it's just like going to a party. Oh, well, this jumping over here. Let's go over here. Let's go party over here. You understand? So this, when they get a chance to meet him, then he started to teach, and then they started to say, well, wait a minute, but what are you teaching though? This dude tripping. This dude talking about eating his flesh and drinking his blood. They don't understand what the prophet said. They don't understand the testimony of the prophets. Why you still got Israelites out there, the disciples, and it was about 70 at this time. But the disciples believed every word. Why? Because he had fulfilled what the prophet said. It was all lining up. And even the things that they did not understand, it did not move them or did not cause them to go away. Why? Because they were given the understanding by the Most High. Remember, he said, they that have, unto them shall be given, and they shall have more abundantly. Talking about understanding, family. That's what the comforter is. It is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the truth. That's why Christ said, I will send you another comforter. He shall teach you all things and bring all things in remembrance whatsoever I have said unto thee. Read on, Doug.
Let's see. Yeah, we read the 60th verse. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? When Jesus knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, doeth this offend you?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does this offend you?
Right.
Let's see. So you remember it said in Matthew the 5th chapter, it said, blessed is he that is not offended in me. Blessed is he that is not offended in me. What does that mean? Blessed is he that is not offended at the spirit of the truth. When he find out the truth, he's not offended. He don't turn away. He don't reject God's laws when he find out that he's the Israelites and he's not African. But guess what? It's many that won't even be able to hear the rest of it when you tell them they're not African. They're going to murmur amongst themselves. Well, wait a minute, wait, he talking about, I mean, I love bro, but man, he talking about we not African. That don't make no sense. Me tell me that our ancestors ain't said, they the one that started civilization. You mean to tell me we ain't, where you from in Africa? At least I'm telling you who your father is. Who is the father of the African? Who is the progenitor of the Moors? The progenitor. Where is he from? Moor just means black. And just like black is just a color in a crayon box. You're not black, hear me? Okay, read on.
62. What and if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? Is it the spirit that quickeneth? The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, and they are life.
Ooh.
But there are some of you who believe not. For Jesus knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him.
You see how he teaching. You see how he teaching though. And he said he knew. The scriptures say that he already knew who believed and who didn't believe. He knew who was going to betray him. There's a Judas in every assembly of disciples. The goal is not to eradicate him. The goal is not to, what? There's a Judas in every assembly of disciples. Goal is not to identify him or to eradicate him. Goal is to trust in the Father and believeth in him so that his betrayal does not destroy, it assists. Christ knew who believed and who didn't believe. Christ knew who would betray him. Christ knew that the things he was saying was hard to be understood and could only be understood by a remnant. Does this offend you? Read on, dog. Read that 61 again.
It says, what and if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? Is it the spirit that quickeneth? The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, and they are life.
Man, I'm talking about, listen, you don't understand that this is in the 4th, 5th, 6th dimension. You can't even understand the levels of what's going on. Remember that before the Passover, when Christ sat down to eat with him, he did communion. He broke the bread and drank the wine. The bread was his flesh and the wine was his blood, right? So, but understand that these people weren't there. They stopped. You're gonna read in a minute that they stopped following him, right? So that means that they couldn't get to the Last Supper with him. You understand that? Only a few made it to the Last Supper, man. Only a few were able to endure with long suffering, and you still had Peter lying, and he was afraid of the Pharisees and denying them and all of that, all the way up until the time he was crucified and even when he was resurrected. And the first thing he said was, tell the disciples and Peter to meet me in Galilee. And isn't Galilee in the northern kingdom? So that means that you southern kingdom Jews of Benjamin, Judah, and Levi that came up. I came up listening to the Levites make sense of the law every Sabbath day. And I kept all the high holy days. Never like these Gentile northern kingdom Israelites that worship idols. He said, tell the disciples and Peter to meet me in Galilee. Guess what? It was no Pharisees there. Why? Because they're not going into the northern kingdom. They're not going into the northern kingdom to see a Christ. And they didn't believe. See that? Keep reading, dog.
Okay. What was we at? 64. But there are some of you that believeth not. For Jesus knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. And he said, Therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me, except it were given unto him of my Father.
No man can come unto me except it was given unto him of my Father. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't come to Christ on your own.
You didn't have permission to begin with.
I mean, that's a heavy thing, man. Have not been following Jesus. Don't know him. He said, the scripture says, that I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. Ye worship what ye know not what. We know what we worship, but salvation is of the Jews. Just think about it. You still think that the people that's in the land today are the Israelites. You don't even know the difference between the Jews and the Israelites. All Jews are Israelites, but all Israelites are not Jews. These are the things that you have to understand. You are in your first day of class when it comes to this Bible. You don't have a clue. Don't. You are smeared in leaven. And you can't just, you can't just swat the turd off your plate and keep eating. If you can't serve me no food without the turd, I can't eat it. Oh, well, we know Jesus ain't white. Well, wait a minute. So, but what about the religion that came along with it? So you denounce the white Christ now, but you don't denounce the religion that came along with it? And for you Muslims, you reject Christianity because of the white Christ. But what about what you own? Islam is not a nation. Yaakov wasn't a big head scientist that spliced the gene, the white gene, the dominant gene, and the recessive gene on the mountain. That don't make no sense. When I heard Farrakhan break down who were the children of Israel, of which he did in Atlanta, he said the children of Israel were the firstborn of Jacob. Firstborn of Isaac. The firstborn of Isaac came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. But you so hell-bent on being the first of the earth that you can't even conceptualize your error. Why? Because the Most High wants to kill you. Sorry. I don't have anything to do with that. The Most High said, I will send them strong delusion so that they will believe a lie, so they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. I can't help that Farrakhan's father is a Caucasian. I can't help that. That has nothing to do with me. You cannot have clean water and dirty water in the same bowl.
Wait. You said Farrakhan got a Edomite for a father?
Yes, sir.
Master Fard Muhammad was also a Caucasian. Taught Elijah Muhammad. A Caucasian from the CIA.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Worthy.
So we'll go. Y'all can go ahead and come off mute.
Ooh, baby. Deep, deep, deep. Mic dropper.
Strong meat.
Well, I'm here to tell you.
Yum, yum.
That's funny how one verse took us down that rabbit hole. I'm saying we were supposed to go and read what it was, Isaiah. Start at 1 and pick something, stop and pick something what we was gonna read from, and we ran down the rabbit hole. Head first.
You know what? I want you to really let's go back to the right out. Sure.
But that's good though. That's how we should do things though. We switched it up today. I like that.
Right. Read Isaiah chapter 1 down to but just to where you stop. Go ahead.
Okay. The vision, we had Isaiah 1 and 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
So in other words, I don't care what you think and feel.
Right.
The Ancient of Days is pissed.
4 verses, bro. Over with.
What verse was that? Because I had distraction from
1, 2, and 3.
Isaiah
1 and 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, got you.
And a little bit of 4.
Keep reading, dog.
Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises, and purifying sores. That's pure. Is that purifying sores? Yeah. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither filled with ointment. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour in it your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. And the daughters of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except the Lord of hosts has left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
You see, he's saying that if he would have left a small remnant of Israelites that won't bow to the beast, that won't conform to Christianity and Islam and Buddhism and all these other religions that man just pulled out his behind. We would have been like Sodom and Gomorrah. That pillar of Lot's wife is still there. It ain't a blade of grass in Sodom and Gomorrah or in Egypt. Read on. And understand that today, America is known as Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord was crucified. What is it talking about? It's talking about the spirit of the truth. The body of Christ is the Israelites. Silly. No.
Verse 10. Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah. So what purpose is a multitude of your sacrifices unto me, saith the Lord? I am full of burnt offerings of rams and the fat of the fed beast, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks or the lambs or of he goats. When ye come to appear before me, who hath required that at your hands to tread my courts? Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moon and Sabbath, the calling of assembly, I cannot away with. It is iniquity. Even the solemn meetings, your new moon and your appointed feast, my soul's hated. They are troubled unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. Yea, when ye make many prayers. Something's blocking the screen, brother. I will not hear you. I will not hear your hands. I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. I'm going to read that again. That's verse 15. It says, and when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. Yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from my eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do
Evil,
well.
man.
Yes.
Hear that, man? The Most High saying, do you think that you fooling me?
Right.
I'm sick of you. Sick of you. Your hands are full of blood. Cease to do evil, then pray. How about you speaking in tongues? I should have bought 100 and under the seat.
Right. And he talked about the sacrifice. He said, I'm full of rams and bullocks.
I'm full of it.
Right.
I kind of had enough. He said, when you reach your hands out, I won't hear you. People say, well, why would a God, like I heard Aries Spears. Oh, the people in the church are always talking about God is good all the time. He said, but wait a minute. 400 years of slavery all the time? All the time? Yes, all the time. Why is he good? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see why he's so good. Scriptures say why he's so good. Let's see the part that Aries Spears don't understand. He said, don't murmur amongst yourselves. You should be here. You standing here with the truth. You should shut your mouth and learn. That's what you should do. But let's see. Let's see what make the Lord good all the time. Let's see. See what make the Lord good all the time. That first or second verse, dog.
All right, we're in Deuteronomy 28. Let me write that down. 1 and 2, you say what? It says, and it shall, say that again?
To 3.
1 and 2, okay, to 3. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Okay, so I want to first understand. I want the Most High word. This is the Most High giving his word to Christ. Christ giving his word to Moses. Speak to the Israelites in the wilderness, our forefathers in the wilderness, 40 years. For a walk that should have took 2 weeks. Okay. I want you to understand what's going on now. Okay. This is Moses telling them, it shall come to pass. Got to understand, Most High's word will never fail.
This is another promise.
If a butterfly didn't have wings, it'd be a butterwalk, right? If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. That is a promise from the Most High. How could you allow any man tell you anything differently?
Only if you didn't know this.
If it was not given unto you. Now, let's see if we can read the second verse and see what it says. Read.
Okay. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
Okay, so now, is that a God that's good all the time? He gonna make you the top nation over all the nations of the earth. All these blessings are gonna come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord. Blessed shalt thou be in the city. Blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and blessed shall be the fruit of thy ground. Blessed shall be in the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and thy flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shalt thou the basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. And the Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and shall flee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessings upon thee in thy storehouse, and in all that thou settest thy hand to do unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. And the Lord shall establish thee a holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, Israel, Prince of the power. And they shall be afraid of thee, And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, and in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, and in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. That's real estate. That's flocks and herds and cattle. That's you sustaining yourself. That's having everything that you need at all times. And the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If thou shalt hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. And if thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, where is Christianity? Where is Islam? To the right hand nor to the left, to go after other gods and serve them. To go after other gods and serve them. 15th verse. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Now we heard 14 verses. Is that a good God or not? I mean, does anybody see where you can be a better God than that? I mean, is there anything missing? I mean, I don't see a PlayStation on there, but I'm sure a PlayStation is included. Blessed shall thou be in the city, blessed shall thou be in the field. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall thy hands be whatever thou set thy hands forth to do. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. I will cause the rain to rain on thy land in its season. Your enemies that come against you one way shall flee from you 7 ways. But you prefer a religion that allows you to eat swine and makes you your brother with your enemy, with your eternal enemy. That's what you prefer. You don't want to be above all nations. You want to be equal with all nations. Read 15, dog. I mean, but do we agree that God is good all the time?
Oh, yeah.
Can you be any better of a God than that to a nation of people? I'm trying to figure out. I mean, did he leave anything out? And then he warned you.
Yeah,
he told your fathers. He told your fathers to tell you. Then he made a record of it. And he gave you teachers to come and show it to you again, to bring all things to your remembrance whatsoever I have said unto you. Set you another comforter. All the time, God is good.
All the time.
Read 15, dog. But what about you, though?
Right.
Oh, my God, good all the time. What about you? Are you good all the time? Let's read 15.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, what I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall thy basket be in thy store. Cursed shall be thy First shall be the fruit of the body, the fruit of the land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursings, vexations, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou beest destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, with mildew. And they shall pursue thee until you perish, until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under the feet shall be iron. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou beest destroyed. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies, that thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed unto all the fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emeralds, and with the scab, and with the itch, wherefore thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt gather the grapes thereof, shall not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad in the sight of thine enemies, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee. Whoa, I lost my spot. The Lord, I see it. What was that?
You had 35.
Thank you, Auntie. And the Lord shall smite. Thank you, Auntie.
I made it big, so it just knocked it down the screen.
Yeah, the Lord shall smite thee in thy knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
Wood and stone, that old rugged cross and that cobblestone in Mecca, that you can't even be a Muslim, a certified Muslim, until you take your Hajj. Ain't that what you taught? Hey, why you mad at me? Read.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locusts shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil. For thine olive shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall be locusts consumed. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commands thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness, with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies with a...
Now, you're not just going to serve anyone, you're going to serve your enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. And I understand something. It's going to go on to say, in hunger, when you need something to eat, you got to go to your enemy. In thirst, if you want some water, guess what? You got to go to your enemy. In nakedness, you want to put some clothes on your back, you got to go to your enemy. Not just anybody. You got to go to your enemy to get it. And in the want of what? All things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So wait a minute. Let's get something clear. So your father and your mother raised you up to the best of their ability. And they raise you up to be an attorney, or they raise you up to be a doctor and a lawyer. And, they raise you up to be a, high-ranking government official and all of these things. But you prefer to be a gangbanger. You prefer, you like that 17-year-old a couple of months ago who was, the number one recruit in basketball, but wanted to be a rapper that wore a clown mask, or evil, that movie Saw, clown mask, and made drill music talk about killing his ops, and ended up shooting one of his ops and killing one of his ops, and turned around and one of the other ops came and shot him 17 times in front of his mama. Now, does that mean that his mother and his father are no good? Does that mean that they're not good all the time? They did everything that they could to raise you up the right way, but he chose to be a damn gangbanger. But now God ain't good because you went into slavery. God ain't good now.
Like
he gave you 68 verses. He gave you 68 verses. He gave you the blessings and the curses. He told you, if you hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and you keep this commandment, and you hearken diligently, and you do what I say to do, all these blessings gonna come upon you and overtake you. You'll be the top nation in the land. You will lend to many nations, but you don't have to borrow from the nations. But God ain't good. You see the psychosis you're dealing with. You have become vile and profane, man. All you go into the Bible to do is to try to prove how you can eat swine. I mean, just think about that. How it's okay for you to be a sodomite. You want to search the scripture for that. I saw a dude who's got a first G. It's his husband. And saying, well, this is, this is no longer, this is a Christian church. This is no longer, you know how they say it's a gay church. Well, guess what? If we're a gay church because of the congregation, then that means that every church in Atlanta is a gay church. And he is absolutely correct. See that? But this is what Christianity made way for. Don't seem to get it. Your power in your nationality is your separation from the heathen, not your joining unto them. Don't you understand that? It's your righteousness. Satan can't cast out Satan. What I look like following a Kanye West. Good fruit don't come from a wicked tree, man. I'm just saying, these are just basic fundamental things, man. Anyway, I'll come off here.
Wow.
Anybody learn anything?
Wow. Whoa. Well, I didn't know Farrakhan had a white daddy. I'm gonna have to go check that out. Sitting up there talking all that blackness with a white daddy.
For all those years.
All them years.
And upheld as Negro leadership.
Right. That part.
You know, it's just so sad how for years, even when it came to our parents that didn't know the truth, that we as children was under their jurisdiction to do as they were telling us to do. But now that the generations have changed like it has changed, and nephew, I'm proud of you because you do